One time, I was staying over at my friend Leo's place for the weekend. His parents were out of town, so it's just the two of us. It wasn't even supposed to be anything crazy. Just games, food, movies. Nothing weird. But that Saturday night, something happened that still messes with me. Around 1 a.m., Leo said he was tired and went to sleep. I stayed up in the living room scrolling on my phone. Everything was chill until I heard the front door handle move. It wasn't loud, but I heard that soft metal click, like someone was gently testing if it was unlocked. I froze. Leo had locked it earlier. I remember seeing him do it, but now it was turning slowly, like whoever was outside didn't want to make a noise. I didn't go near the door. I just sat still, barely breathing. The handle stopped moving after a few seconds, and there was silence again. I was about to convince myself I imagined it when I noticed something even worse. The window next to the door had one of the curtains slightly pulled back, like just enough for someone to peek inside. That curtain had been fully closed earlier. I grabbed my phone and went to Leo's room. I didn't tell him. I just locked his door and stayed in there. I barely slept. The next morning, we checked the door and window, and yeah, there were light smudges on the glass, like fingerprints. We didn't see anyone around the house, and nothing was taken. It was like someone was just watching. I don't know who it was or what they wanted, but I haven't stayed at Leo's house since. And I still think about how close that person was, just on the other side of the door, in the middle of the night, while I sat alone a few feet away. One time, I was staying over at my cousin's place for a few days. Their parents were out of town, so it was just me, my cousin, and his older brother. It was chill at first, just movies, junk food, late night gaming, the usual. One night, around 2 a.m., we were all still awake when we heard this loud noise from outside. It sounded like something fell or got dragged. We paused the movie and looked at each other, thinking maybe it was a cat or a raccoon. But a few minutes later, we heard it again, closer this time, like it was just right outside the window. We turned off the lights and peeked through the blinds. Someone was out there, not moving much, just standing near the tree in the yard. It was hard to see their face, but they weren't doing anything, just watching. We backed away from the window and tried not to make a sound. My cousin's brother grabbed a bat and told us to stay quiet. We waited for like 10 minutes. No more sounds, no movement. So we figured maybe it was someone just passing by and being weird. But when we checked the front door, there were muddy footprints on the porch, and one of them led all the way up to the window we were just looking out of. That freaked us out, but it gets worse. The next day, we checked the footage from their security camera. The guy had been out there for hours, just walking around the yard, sometimes standing still for 10-15 minutes. At one point, he even sat on the porch, facing the front door, but none of us ever heard him knock or anything. We never saw his face clearly, and the police couldn't really do anything since he didn't actually break in. But we all slept in the same room after that, And every night, for the rest of that week, we kept the bat next to us. Nothing else happened, but I still think about it sometimes. A few years ago, my cousin asked me to help him clean out the small house his family owned in a quiet area. It wasn't abandoned, just unused for years. They were planning to sell it and I was free that weekend, so I said yes. We got there around the afternoon and everything looked normal. The place was old, dusty, but nothing creepy. We started packing stuff into boxes, old furniture, random clothes, kitchen stuff. The weird part was, the bedroom had a lock on the outside of the door, like the kind you use to keep someone in, not out. We thought maybe they had pets or something before. The room wasn't anything special. Bed, dresser, some old magazines on the floor. But on the wall behind the bed, we found scratch marks. Not random ones. Long, straight ones. Like someone had clawed at the wall. And next to them, in small handwriting, over and over, someone had written, "Help me." We stared at it for a while, both of us feeling weird. My cousin swore he never knew anything about that room being locked like that. We packed faster after that, didn't say much. As we were about to leave, I went back to double-check the kitchen window. I passed by that bedroom again. The door, which we had left open, was closed. Not just pushed shut, but fully closed. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. But I didn't open it again. I just left. We never told his parents. The house got sold a few months later. Still think about that door sometimes. And those marks. Who made them? And why was that door locked from the outside? I'll never know, but I'm not going back there to find out.